Earlier in the show, Greg Latoski from Irish Eyes Garden Seeds Farm showed me his potato field where he grows seed potatoes for consumers. Now he's taking me into his greenhouse to show me where the process all starts.
And this is where the potato seed actually starts in the beginning.
Okay.
Each spring around March, we get about 7,000 tissue culture plantlets from the University of Idaho, which we then plant into 1-gallon pots, and then we grow them for a season in an insect-protected growing environment. Right now, you can see it's very empty.
Yeah.
We just finished harvest
okay.
at this time of year, and most of the potatoes are over in the cooler.
So, what would we have seen before?
Before you would have seen 7,700 black 1-gallon pots with 1 potato plant per pot, and they would have been about 3.5–4 feet
so
tall.
This whole thing is full. Greg says after they harvest the potatoes in the greenhouse, they're stored until the following spring and then planted in their early generation farm in Cleellum. Greg says they harvest and replant the potatoes 4 times over 4 years before the seeds are ready to be sold to consumers.
It takes 4 years because the tubers that come out of the greenhouse are very small and they're very expensive. They're worth about $60 a pound, and nobody could afford to plant or to eat those.
Yeah.
So we grow them in our little nuclear plot up in Cleellum, which then they expand by about 10 to 12 fold. So then they get a little bit less expensive. Then we take those again and we plant them again in Cleellum, so now we'll get 10 or 12 times as many, which then reduces the cost as well. And really the 4th year is where it's economically feasible for people to afford to grow the potatoes.
Next, Greg took me to his cooler to show me some of the first generation potatoes that were recently harvested from the greenhouse.
These are all different types of potatoes here, and they're all sacked up and counted so that we can keep track of what our yield is, so that we know, kind of estimate what I'm going to need in 4 years.
And so these are very expensive.
Yes, you are holding probably about $90 right there.
Not going to find that in your grocery store.
No, you won't. But these are very, very, very vigorous. You sometimes can plant these and get 50 times as much as you plant.
Wow.
Because they've never been in native soil.
Yeah.
They have no viruses that would reduce their yield. So these are about as
happy
clean
potatoes
as you could possibly get for a potato for planting.
Wow. While those first generation potatoes are expensive, they are actually perfect for people living in apartments or for those with small gardens because they can yield so many more potatoes in a smaller area versus Greg's 4th generation seeds. So these are all
our different labels that we package our products for when they go out to the garden centers.
Nooksack. What's that?
Nooksack is actually a potato that was specifically grown for Washington State.
Oh, cool.
And it is a russet that can handle the wet, cool season that they have on the west side of Washington.
Greg says they ship out up to 650,000 pounds of seed potatoes across the country every year. Where can people find your seeds?
Our potatoes are available on our own website. We also are now on Amazon. But you can also get them at your local garden centers all around the state of Washington. We probably have more than 200 garden centers just in the state of Washington that carry our potatoes, our garlics, our shallots, and our seeds.